What's up guys and welcome back to another Kingdom Hearts analysis video. I stayed up until 3 AM to watch the pre-TGS Sony press conference. And guys, it was worth it. We got a brand new Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue trailer. And the trailer just looks amazing. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So the first 50 seconds of the trailer is pretty much the opening and CGI. And guys, it looks insane, it looks amazing. Now this opening and CGI has a lot of references and a lot of symbolism. The trailer starts off with young Sora, Kairi, and Riku from Birth by Sleep. We see them having fun in the water, and guys, this is my favorite scene from the trailer. It's just adorable. We notice Sora about to dip his hand in the water, well that's what it looks like, and then the scene transitions to Aqua. This scene right here guys represents the connection Sora has with Ventus. In Birth by Sleep, the darkness from Ventus's heart got extracted, and that created Vanitas. That basically caused Ventus's heart to get fractured. In order to heal, it joined with Sora's. Now in the end, when Ventus beat Vanitas, Ven's heart found its way inside Sora, and that's where his heart is currently sleeping, inside Sora. This scene can also represent something else. Aqua did meet young Sora in Birth by Sleep. Let's take Sora's heart being connected with others as an example. When Aqua met young Sora in Birth by Sleep, their hearts got connected, and the scene we have right here represents that. But in this scene, it's like Ventus is trying to reach out to Aqua, since he's connected to Sora. Then Sora trying to dip his hand in the water can easily represent that. Plus, the scene transitions to Aqua, so it can easily symbolize that. Notice how she's holding the Wayfinder close to her. In Birth by Sleep, Aqua created these Wayfinders for her friends. According to her, these can never drive your friends apart. Basically, this Wayfinder we see is what keeps her sane in the realm of darkness. That Wayfinder is connected to her friends. That's the only thing that helps her survive in the realm of darkness. Plus, during a secret cutscene in Birth by Sleep, Aqua was holding her Wayfinder. We saw these Keyblades appear out of nowhere, the Keyblades of Terra and Ventus. Her Wayfinder is the light that's guiding her right now. Aqua's been stuck in the realm of darkness for a while. The only way for her to survive is to at least keep the Wayfinder close to her. In the next scene, we see Aqua floating, and we notice Sora's dive into the heart. This scene right here has a lot of meanings. 1. Ventus's heart is connected to Sora, right? Aqua is also connected to Ventus, they're best friends. In blank points in Birth by Sleep, Ansem told Aqua that this boy, aka Sora, touches so many hearts. So the scene we see right here can also represent that. Sora's heart touching other hearts. Notice the light shining. It could probably represent the light that's guiding Aqua. Now why do we see Sora instead of Ventus? Well, like I said, Ventus is connected to Sora. The light she's seeing is probably Ventus's light as well. And of course, she has her Wayfinder with her. Or let's look at it this way. Since Ventus's heart is sleeping inside Sora, his heart is trying to reach out to Aqua. And that's exactly why we see Sora's dive into the heart instead of Ventus's. Now here's something else guys. Could the dive into the heart we see in this new trailer represent Roxas? In Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas's dive into the heart is Sora, right? But then again, in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, when Riku entered Sora's heart, we had the same dive into the heart, which was Sora. So in this scene right here, I think it simply represents Sora. Plus, if we go with the cutscene from Blank Points, Ansem the Wise mentioning Sora, how he's gonna save everyone, then what we see in this cutscene is simply Sora's dive into the heart. Like I said before, Ventus's heart is sleeping inside Sora. Ventus is going to wake up in Kingdom Hearts 3. The light we see probably represents Ventus's light, but it can also at the same time represent the light within Sora. Next, we move on to some Dream Drop Distance. Yes, the game will run at 60 frames per second. It looks pretty smooth. Now for a very brief moment, we notice Riku, Kairi, and Mickey. We had the same exact cutscene in the Jump Festa trailer. This was back in 2015. Now the characters, this time, they look more polished. There's better lighting, their hair look a lot more detailed. And during the scene, Yensid mentions Aqua, Terra, and Ven, those who suffered over a decade ago, while this was mentioned in the Jump Festa trailer. Next, we notice Castle of Dreams, which is not destroyed yet. Then we see Aqua looking all emotional, and judging by the background, she's still in Castle of Dreams, while in the town, to be more precise. What I've noticed is this. Aqua looks much better, guys. Compared to the E3 trailer, I mean, she looks more polished, less plasticky, less clay. Their hair has a lot more detail, like I just said. Now for the color, it looks kinda lighter, but that's what I've noticed. Next, we notice Aqua hitting gears. Now this restores part of the world, and judging by the backgrounds, the pillars, the shiny pillars shining in the background, I'm assuming she's still in Castle of Dreams. Now this clock right here will move backwards once Aqua hits a gear. 5 gears will be present in Castle of Dreams. For the other worlds, we don't know. Now we noticed the full staircase from Castle of Dreams. In the E3 trailer, we only saw part of it. We heard Terra's voice in the back. He was walking down the stairs, but he was just an illusion. The more time Aqua spends in the realm of darkness, the more she starts seeing things. And this brings me to Ventus in Snow White's casket. Well, for this scene right here, we see it a lot better later on in the trailer. I'll talk about it later. Here, Aqua looks pretty awesome, and judging by the pillars in the back, I think she's in Dwarf Woodlands, or more precisely, she's inside the Evil Queen's castle. And to see this world on the Unreal Engine 4 is just crazy. It looks awesome. Now we move on to the Queen's mirror, or the magic mirror, and notice its reflection. We see the pillars in the back, so yes, this is part of the Evil Queen's castle. Again, we notice Aqua's hair looking a lot more detailed, and it looks a bit more lighter than the color we saw in the E3 trailer. For a very brief moment, we notice a bunch of thorns on the ground. I'm assuming that she's in the Enchanted Dominion. Now about the hair, I know I said it looks lighter, but I think it has to do with the lighting. In darker scenes, her hair looks much darker. I don't know if you guys noticed that. But anyways, the trailer moves on to back cover. We notice the clock tower. We've seen that tower many times now. And about the next scene, guys. At first, I thought that Master Ira was talking to Luxu this whole time. But after listening to their voices and comparing, I think that Master Ira has been talking to the Master of Masters this whole time. So basically, in the E3 trailer, Master Ira has been talking to the Master of Masters. Now Luxu and the Master of Masters both have black coats. Yes, there are 2 guys in black coats. We've seen this in the trailer. I'll get into that very soon. But before I move on, guys, notice the zipper. It kinda looks like the symbol of the Unversed, but it also reminds us of the symbol of Aqua, Terra, Ventus, and Ericus. That symbol we see on their outfits. Now some people seem to think that his zipper has the shape of the Keyblade. I'm not too sure about that. In the next scene, we notice the Master of Masters and the Foretellers. We had this scene in Kingdom Hearts Key and Unchained Key as well. Well, actually, the players saw this in their dream. Then we notice the Master of Masters creating Kirithi. Now notice the reflection, guys. We see the zipper. Now maybe this could also be Luxu staring at Kirithi. We're not too sure. And about the zipper, both Master of Masters and Luxu have the same zipper. So that's why Luxu might be staring at Kirithi in this scene right here. I'll talk about the zipper very soon. Now we see Ephemera and Master Ava. Wait, is it pronounced Ava or Ava? Anyways, now this time we see them for a very brief moment from the back. In the E3 trailer we saw them from the front, and Ephemera was interested with the Book of Prophecies, but Master Ava simply didn't want to share anything. About Ephemera, Ephemera is a very mysterious character. Ephemera has appeared in the player's dreams. We saw him in the finale. There's a lot of theories going on regarding Ephemera and Scald. A lot of us, including me, seem to believe that Ventus was actually part of the Dandelions. I mean, we got a concept art by Nomura. We saw Ventus, Scald, and Ephemera, and a lot of us believe that they were probably the first trio in the series. But anyways, let's not get into that right now. In the next scene, we have Envy and Ira. We saw part of this scene in the E3 trailer. Ira was trying to figure out the lost page, about this whole incident, about the traitor. Next, for a very brief moment, we don't see much, but we notice Luxu wielding the gold Keyblade, the most ancient Keyblade according to young Xehanort. This scene right here, we saw it in the finale of Kingdom Hearts Key, and the detail on the Keyblade looks sick. I mean, notice the scratches. I love it. Next scene, we see Envy talking to the Master of Masters, I'm assuming. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this very small detail. Part of her outfit isn't covering her chin completely. Does this mean that their masks are going to get removed at one point? Are we going to see their faces? Time will tell. Now we see some brief moments we saw in the E3 trailer. We have a CGI scene opening. Now judging by the trio and the Wayfinders, I think this scene is a scene from Birth by Sleep when Aqua handed out the Wayfinders. Other than that, the grass pretty much caught my attention. Look at the detail. It looks awesome. We then move on to a very sad moment. We see the Wayfinders disappearing, and it represents what happened. She lost her friends. We notice the Wayfinders flying through the organization chairs, or the 13 Darknesses. The chairs of the 13 Darknesses, that's what I mean. Now the scene transitions to Aqua trying to reach out to Terra and Ventus. They turn around, and we get Terranort and Vanitas. Terranort is simply Xehanort possessing Terra. We call him Terranort. Now, could these two be part of the 13 Darknesses? Could this scene right here represent that? Maybe or maybe not. But Terranort is one version of Xehanort. Him being part of the 13 Darknesses makes sense. But for Vanitas, who knows? But here's my question, guys. If Vanitas were to return in Kingdom Hearts 3, does that mean that we are going to see Unversed? If Vanitas joins the 13 Darknesses, we might get to see some Unversed in Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, Vanitas is the only one capable of summoning them. I have a question about Vanitas. If he actually joins the 13 Darknesses, which version of him are we going to see? Are we going to see him resembling Sora, or are we going to see him as Ventus? What do you guys think about that? Now about the Keyblade, it pretty much looks pretty sick in CGI. Next, the trailer moves on to more Dream Drop distance. One major thing I've noticed, guys, is that the drop gauge is absent. Okay, I know that Square Enix mentioned that they were going to make the drop slower, but to completely see it disappear, I wasn't expecting that. Well, nothing's been confirmed, guys. It's just that we don't see the drop gauge. What is Square Enix planning? Are they planning on completely removing it? Now here's the thing. In the original game on 3DS, we could manually drop by clicking drop via the menu. Now this might be the same for 2.8, you know, to manually drop. But is Square Enix really planning on completely removing it? I mean, Dream Drop distance, the drop gauge, it's part of its mechanics. A lot of people are super happy about this, but I honestly don't mind. If they were planning on making the drop slower, then okay, that's great. But what if Square Enix is planning this? Once the characters finish their missions, they finish the world, then is that when we'll be able to switch characters? I mean, we can all speculate, right? If they are planning on completely removing the drop gauge, then we're pretty much dealing with characters being completely separate. If Square Enix is planning on completely removing the drop gauge, then okay, it could get quite annoying, especially when you're defeating bosses. Well, Square Enix was planning on making the drop slower, so we don't exactly know what's going on. Nothing has been confirmed. But like I said, the drop gauge is part of the mechanics. It's what made the game different. But who knows what will happen? Time will tell. Next, we move on to more 0.2 cutscenes, and we're back to Ven in Snow White's casket. He's sleeping. This is probably an illusion, just like how Aqua saw an illusion of Terra in the E3 trailer. The Realm of Darkness is slowly getting to her. She's starting to lose it. Now, what could this scene represent? Well, in Birth by Sleep, Terra saw Aurora sleeping. Terra saw Ventus, so this scene can represent Ventus being asleep in the Land of Departure. But it can also represent this. He's still asleep in the Chamber of Awakening. So there you have it. Now for Ven's design, he looks pretty good. His hair looks pretty sick. Now some people feel like he kinda looks like plastic, kinda clay, but the game is still not out yet. It's just a trailer. Next scene, we have more of the magic mirror. Now this scene is pretty dark. Aqua sees her reflection. Only your heart is hollow enough to be a demon's. A hand pops out of the mirror, and here's what I think is going on during this scene. Aqua's starting to lose it, right? The Realm of Darkness is trying to get inside her head. The darkness inside her is being shown on the mirror. Or here's another way of explaining this. What she's seeing in the mirror can also represent her inner feelings. That she's a demon, that she's someone that doesn't care about her friends. She feels like she left them behind and went to the Realm of Darkness. That's what her heart is going through right now, and we see that in the mirror. But Aqua says that her heart is strong, and someone with a strong heart doesn't easily give in to the darkness. I don't know about you guys, during this scene the audio quality is kinda off. What do you think? To kinda re-explain what's going on in this scene, well, Aqua's trying to hide her negative thoughts. Since she's in front of a magic mirror, she's confronting all of the negativity, all of the darkness that's inside her. So pretty much, she's beginning to lose it. Now she says that her heart is strong. She's pretty much talking to herself. Now someone with a strong heart doesn't easily give in to the darkness, and that's why Aqua says that she has a strong heart. In the next scene, we see Master Ira talking to the Master of Masters, not Luxu, by doing some comparing. By comparing the "nah, not possible" from the E3 trailer, the voices match. Now later on in the trailer, we hear the Master of Masters talking, and the voices, they match. That's what I believe. But anyways guys, notice the zipper again. Both Luxu and the Master of Masters have the same zipper. I'll talk about that later. Now the guy in the black coat asks a question. World can be saved by only 7 people. That means the 5 foretellers, plus Luxu, plus the Master of Masters. And the number 7 has been pretty present in the series. 7 Princesses of Heart, the 7 of Lights. It's got a lot of references. In the next scene, we have Ased and Ava. And apparently, alliances are forbidden. I'm assuming they're following the Master's intentions. They're just following orders. Now, the Master of Masters is very mysterious. He simply disappeared. No one knows what happened. And it feels like he wants the war to happen. So in the end, there's a lot of manipulation going on. The Master of Masters wants all of this to happen. And who did he trust to keep an eye on this? Luxu. And this can be further proved by watching another scene that's shown in the trailer later. Next, we move on to Gula. He says trust no one but yourself. Now there's a traitor out there, right? Master Gula doesn't want to get involved with the foretellers. He wants to do his own thing. He doesn't want to unintentionally turn into the traitor. So he's coming up with plans on his own. He wants to do his own thing. Next scene, we have Envy. In the previous scene, her mouth wasn't covered, so I'm pretty sure that they can remove their masks. She mentions the Keyblade War, the final battle that's unfortunately unavoidable. We move on to the Dwarf Woodlands. We move on to gameplay. Aqua sliding, and I'm assuming she's in the mining area of the Dwarf Woodlands. Notice the crystals in the back, it looks actually nice. Now on the right, we notice a yellow lock-on. It locks on barrels. What is it for? Can we destroy barrels? Are we gonna collect money or something? Money in the realm of darkness? I don't know. The barrels probably mean nothing. Now we move on to Aqua battling Heartless we've never seen before. She casts Blizzaga, and I've noticed that it eats up a lot of MP. Now once the Heartless is defeated, we notice XP gain. Pretty much, level up has been confirmed in 0.2. Until where can we level up? Level 99? I'm not too sure. Now once the Heartless is destroyed, it's worth 749 XP. Now for a very brief moment guys, we notice standing by, and Blizzagun appears on top of the command menu. Now in the Kingdom Hearts series, we've never had magic above the Ga. Gun has only been present in Final Fantasy, correct me if I'm wrong. While in Kingdom Hearts, technically, Gun has appeared in like accessories and reaction commands. For the reaction commands, in Kingdom Hearts 2, when Sora was facing the Blizzard Lord and the Volcanic Lord, their reaction commands were Blizzagun and Firagun. For the accessories, we had the Blizzagun armlet and the Firaga bangle. That's pretty much what we had in the Kingdom Hearts series so far. Magic commands such as Firagun, Blizzagun, Thundagun. We've never had magic commands stronger than Blizzaga or Firaga, so it's a pretty cool new feature to the series. That large crystal when casting Blizzaga, it really looks nice. Seeing Kingdom Hearts on this engine, it's pretty much new to us. Yes, we've seen some gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 3, but to see more with Aqua, it's great. When the MP bar has been fully consumed, it charges pink, just like Kingdom Hearts 2. Now Aqua casts Firaga. Notice the command menu dots. That pretty much lets us scroll down the menu. For the focus gauge, nothing much to it. We just notice max and focus transitioning. And all of our magic are at maximum stats, I'm assuming. Next, we're back to the magic mirror. Aqua is fighting her illusion. Notice the MP loading this time. We see it fully. Aqua uses her barrier move just like BBS, and the cartwheel or dodge, whatever you want to call it. Now this enemy, her illusion, has 4 HP bars. Her attack patterns are very similar to the ones we see in Birth by Sleep, but they look much smoother and fast paced. No more floaty mechanics, whatever you guys call it. And yes, this is being handled by the Osaka team. A lot of people were having doubts in the past, but it seems like they're doing a pretty good job. Okay, 2 things in this scene. Aqua is still inside the Evil Queen's castle, but inside the mirror to be more precise. Notice all of the reflections, the place looks like a maze. And 2, Aqua's walking animation. In the E3 trailer, she was walking very fast, and I believe that that was simply a concept. I'm guessing that the Osaka team fixed it this time. Now, once we're inside the mirror, once we're inside the maze, we hit the pillars and we turn upside down. But notice the treasure chest, it still hasn't moved. So I'm guessing this whole area inside the mirror is like this huge puzzle. Next scene, we have Ased and Gula in a heated argument. Ased says, "We don't know who the traitor is yet, so I'm assuming that Gula is moving way too fast on his own, and that's why Ased is furious in this scene. And it can also explain the previous scene with Gula, trust no one. Plus, we don't know who the traitor is yet, so Gula is kinda doing his own thing. Next, the foretellers are slowly starting to disagree with one another. In this case, we have Envy and Ava. I believe this is what the Master of Master wanted. This is part of his intentions. He wants everything to occur, he wants the battle to happen, he's curious. And he disappeared, and why? So that the foretellers won't have someone to look up to. Ah yes, this scene right here guys. 2 guys with a black coat has been confirmed. In the past, a lot of people kept thinking, oh there's 2 guys in the black coat, they were comparing zippers and stuff like that. I actually made a video about that in the past. So yes guys, there are 2 guys in black coats. And like I said many times in this video, they both have the same zipper. Okay, now the Master of Masters says, guess you better get started then. Luxu is not a foreteller, guys, he's wearing a black robe. I'm assuming that he's following his orders, his intentions, and unfortunately he's alone from here on out, according to the master. So, does this mean that Luxu is not a bad guy, just someone who got manipulated? Probably. And his tone of voice, it's different. He says, what about the others? He's worrying about them. The master, he's using Luxu, and unfortunately, in the end, Luxu might actually turn into this bad guy due to this whole manipulation. And about his tone of voice, in the E3 trailer, Master Ira has been talking to the Master of Masters, and the zipper is the same zipper that Luxu has. In this scene, when Luxu's talking, his voice sounds different. And by comparing the Master's voice in this scene with the scene in the E3 trailer, then we can all say that they have the same zipper. Alright, now enough talking about the zipper. Next, Luxu is holding the goat keyblade, and I'm assuming that the Master of Masters gave it to him. Young Xehanort said that that keyblade is the oldest one, and I guess that the master gave it to him. Why would he summon it inside? Could the keyblade simply be Luxu's? I don't think so. Since it's the oldest keyblade, we can all say that the Master of Masters originally had that keyblade. We see one page of the Book of Prophecies, A Shadow Heartless. You guys might laugh, okay, but we noticed a bunch of Greek writings on the table, on paper. I zoomed in and tried looking for hidden messages or hidden release dates. I mean, come on, some people were analyzing the calendar from the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. One can at least try, right? Now, about this scene. Now we get it. Back in June, Nomura had an interview with Famitsu. He said that the guy in the black coat is the Master of Masters. At that point, we were all like, did Nomura just reveal a mystery just like that? Well, now we get it. There's two guys in black coats, and yes, the Master of Masters is one of them. So to re-summarize, this whole time, Ira has been talking to the Master of Masters by comparing the voices and stuff like that. The Master of Masters is the guy who said, nah, not possible. Luxu's voice sounds different. If some of you disagree, okay, just mention in the comment section. The only scene we've had with Luxu is the one with Master Ava from Kingdom Hearts Key. Well, apart from the scene with the Master of Masters, of course. Next, Aqua's at a point of giving up. She's falling. She's at the point of just giving in. But Mickey shows up. And yes, Mickey has been in the realm of darkness. We saw that in the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1. He grabs her Wayfinder, and I'm assuming they're going to help each other in the realm of darkness at one point. Now, when does this take place exactly? Judging by Mickey's outfit from Chain of Memories, I'm assuming this takes place between the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories. And to be a bit more precise, the events of 0.2 take place before Aqua meets Ansem the Wise. I mean, Mickey's outfit explains it all. That detail on Mickey's glove though. Alright, next scene. We noticed a bunch of dark sides. Notice all the thorns and the castle in the back. So Aqua is in the Enchanted Dominion. Okay, in this scene guys, there's a lot of confusion going on. Aqua is not saying okay then. She's saying okay then. I watched the French version of this trailer. The subtitles did not have then. So no guys, she's saying okay then, not okay then. Now what could this huge ball represent? Can it represent the ball we saw in Destiny Islands in Kingdom Hearts 1 when the island was getting destroyed? Maybe. Could this also represent Heartless entering the real world? Who knows? According to Tai Yasue in the Famitsu Weekly, the huge ball is made up of shadow particles, and I'm assuming he means Shadow Heartless. Notice the shadow particles. All of these dark sides are collecting as much Shadow Heartless as they can to create this huge vortex, and that's what Tai Yasue describes it as, a vortex. So pretty much after watching the whole trailer, it seems like the worlds in 0.2 are the worlds from Birth by Sleep, Enchanted Dominion, Dwarf Woodlands. For the other one, it's probably another one from Birth by Sleep as well. Here's some extra stuff mentioned in the Famitsu Weekly. Back cover is going to be about the happenings related to the mysteries of their world. Now by their world, they mean Daybreak Town. Related to the mysteries. Could this maybe hint towards the fact that Daybreak Town is maybe stuck in the realm of sleep? I mean mysteries of their world. It could mean anything. But what if it's a slight hint towards that theory? Here's another thing. Eliminated as a master. The fake here is you and your hollow heart. Into the lonely realm of darkness. I don't know if that's what the mirror was saying in the beginning. I mean, all we hear is gibberish. We can't really hear what her reflection is saying. At a point in 0.2, apparently the image in the mirror will ask Aqua if there is any meaning left in continuing to fight. and so Aqua must confront herself in the realm of darkness. That's what's mentioned in the Famitsu Weekly. Now for the Disney worlds in 0.2, the worlds seem to be blended together. Here's an example. I think that once Aqua enters the Castle of Dreams, she'll enter another world, and I think that's what they mean by blended together. So guys, the trailer ends and we get a release date. It got delayed. In Japan, the game will get released on January 12th, 2017. In North America, it's going to get released on the 24th of January, 2017. Some people got upset, but I don't mind. It's not like we're going to have to wait an extra 3 months. Now, for those of you who absolutely hate spoilers, then you're going to have to stay off the internet for 12 days, especially Twitter. Now, why did it get delayed? Nomura confirmed that it was due to Final Fantasy XV's delay. Now, Nomura left this big message for fans. He apologized. He knows that a lot of fans were looking forward to the game in December, but he did say that development is going very smoothly. I mean, they're pretty much done, so guys, don't worry. They're working on last-minute stuff. And Nomura said that there's going to be more things that are going to get announced for the 15th anniversary. So could we get some news in December? Time will tell. If you guys didn't know, 2.8 will be compatible with the PlayStation Pro. Next, the cover art has been revealed, and out of all of them, this one is the best one. And guys, look at their poses. It looks like the same poses from Final Fantasy 15. What do you think? One last thing, guys. On the official Japanese website of 2.8, we noticed DLC. A lot of people are worrying. A lot of people absolutely hate DLCs. Now, nothing's been confirmed. We don't know what that means. Maybe it could represent like a custom theme or something like that, but we don't know anything. My final thoughts about the trailer. Guys, it looks amazing. The CGI is beautiful. Gameplay looks pretty smooth, and pretty much everything looks awesome. But I was expecting to see Scald, but I guess we'll see her in another trailer. But overall, the trailer was awesome. And if I were to summarize my reaction, here it is. Wait a second, I'm forgetting two things. On the cover art, we notice the symbol of the Unversed. Does that mean that the Unversed are going to appear in Kingdom Hearts 3? I mean, I did talk about Vanitas and the Unversed in the video, the 13 Darknesses and all. Does it sound, I don't know, too far-fetched? And another thing, will this delay of 2.8 delay Kingdom Hearts 3? From the very beginning, I told myself that Kingdom Hearts 3 would get released around early 2018, and I believe that that might be the case. But we don't know anything, nothing's been confirmed, so we can't really tell. Maybe it can still get released in 2017, we don't know. But anyways guys, this is it for the video. Yes, it was a long video, and for those of you who watched the whole thing, thank you so much, I appreciate it. Other than that, if you have any thoughts, leave them in the comment section. And as always, I've been Vivi, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.